Hello everybody, I am the Dire Duck. Episode 6 of the Amazing Digital Circus is right around the corner. So, I thought I would quickly throw together some quick little thoughts before its release. For starters, let's tackle the biggest point of discussion, the runtime. If you don't already know, this episode is over 30 minutes long. 34 minutes and 54 seconds to be exact. Which makes it Glitch's longest individual episode to date. Which means that a lot is going to happen here. We already know that this episode was the silly episode before the show gets really dark. Therefore, I think it's safe to say that this is the point of no return. Something is going to snap here, which will shift the tone of the show by a lot. If I were to guess, the show is going to get a lot darker from here on out. But in what way? Well, for one, we know that this is the episode where they're all given guns. I mean, it's all over the promotional material for this episode, as even in the title itself, and guns typically lead to violence, but the cast can't die in the circus itself, at least as far as we know, so it's unlikely that the guns themselves will do much to our cast. Instead, there are three things to consider for this episode: Kane, abstractions, and Jax. Let's start with Jax, as this is apparently going to be his episode after all. So, we should expect to see a bit more of him than we normally do. Not to mention the fact that he spent all episode 5 setting up his backstory and relationship with Pomni. I think it's pretty obvious that that is going to be the primary focus of this episode. With Jax trying to influence Pomni during the gun game and opening up about his old friend Ribbit. This could lead to the next major thing happening, that being abstractions. If this is the episode of no return, tone-wise, I think we're going to have to see an abstraction in this episode, as this is the plot point that's been set up throughout the series and shown as the primary concern of our cast, so it would be weird if we never ended up seeing it happen to someone we actually care about. And if Jax is likely to be particularly difficult this episode, now would be the time to pull this off. And if I were to bet on it, I think our abstraction victim is going to be Ragatha, as she's the only character that has really gotten any setup for her abstraction. Mainly in episode 5, but we have also seen other hints throughout the series. Especially considering that Pomni and Jax's relationship had a major effect on her. So I think it's pretty safe to say that she's not long for this world. Finally, we have Kane. Now, a little known fact about the Amazing Digital Circus, it was inspired by a book called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, which, to give you a very brief rundown, is about an AI that hates humans and is torturing the last remaining people on the planet. Which does not bode well for our cast. Not only that, but when you consider that Kane has been getting more and more unstable throughout the episodes, I think it's clear to see that Kane is heading towards a meltdown. As if you remember what Zubul said in episode 4, it shows that the possibility is very much real. Therefore, I think Kane is going to shift more toward being an antagonist for the rest of the series, with this episode being the start of his villain arc. But what do you think? Am I dead on, or am I completely off? I guess we'll have to wait and see, but let me know what you think down in the comment section below. That'll be all from me. See you when it premieres. Bye bye!